Hi, I'm Tori and I'll take you through the yoga practice today. Just a little reminder from me is that you should only come to wherever's available for you in the practice on the day. So it doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter what anyone else looks like, it's about you and how you feel. So only go into a pose as deeply as you want to, and obviously if you feel any issues around any muscles or any joints, then pull yourself out of the pose and just give yourself a little breathing space. Another thing for a little reminder is just making sure that you come in towards the breath. So if you find that you're holding your breath in any way, that you're coming into a pose too deeply, or maybe if you're kind of breathing hard and fast, just give yourself a couple of moments to reset. A nice way is just to give your exhale a little bit longer than the inhale, and that just enables you to find a little bit more ease in towards your breathing technique. But otherwise, just coming to wherever's comfortable for you in your body for the practice. What we'll do is we'll start by coming into the breath and just giving ourselves a couple of moments to arrive on the mat and just settle in towards our physical selves. So if you want to, just closing down the eyes and just taking the gaze down towards the mat in front. Just slowly finding a little bit of stillness into the body. Just taking a lovely big inhale. When you're ready, just exhaling, open the mouth and just sighing it out. Doing another lovely big inhale, just breathing deeply, filling the body, filling the lungs. And when you're ready, just open the mouth and simply sighing it out. Perfect. Then just slowly, just starting to come into the body, the physical self. We're just going to see whether there's any areas of tension throughout our physical self, but also our emotional and our mental self that can just hold tension into the body. We're just going to take a small scan of the body, starting from the crown of the head and gently working our way down through the top of the head, through in towards the throat. Maybe you feel a little bit of warmth, a little bit of cool into one side or the other, and that's totally fine. We're going to take that scan a little bit further from the shoulders down in towards the lungs. And then from the lungs down deeper in towards the torso, into the abdomen and in towards the hips. We're going to come back up towards the shoulders, coming down in towards the arms and into the forearms and then into the hands, and just seeing if anywhere feels a little bit tight. Taking note of that space and just feeling and knowing that we can breathe into those spaces throughout the practice. Coming back in towards our abdominals and towards our hips, to our sitting bones. And then gently coming down through the thighs in towards the knees and in towards the feet. And just finding that space. So just keeping those eyes closed and just feeling the body, feeling that space and making sure that there's no aches or pains or spaces within the body. And if there are, we're just honouring those spaces and just giving the practice to move with the body and the breath. We're going to come into 3 lovely big inhales. So we're going to take a lovely big inhale through the nose. We're going to open the mouth and we're just going to sigh it out. Taking a second lovely big inhale, breathing deeply in through the nose. Putting that breath down in towards the body, into the sitting bones, open the mouth and sighing it out. Taking one last lovely deep inhale, breathing deeply, pulling it down through the back of the throat, down the spine, into the sitting bones, opening the mouth and sighing it out. And then gently just coming back into your own breath and into your own rhythm. Making sure that we're just breathing in any way that we want to. And then slowly, when you're ready, just opening up the eyes. And we're going to just start to warm into the wrists, so giving our wrists a little bit of a circle, a little bit of a shake from side to side, just feeling a little bit of openness in towards the body. Doesn't matter where we come to. And then gently we're just going to take our left fingers out in front, taking them up towards the sky so we feel the stretch through the forearm down towards the ground. Taking a lovely big inhale. As we exhale, fingertips come down towards the ground. We wrap around the knuckles and we feel the stretch up towards the sky. And then slowly swapping the hands over. Right fingers come up, feeling that forearm stretch down towards the ground. And then on the exhale, fingertips come down towards the ground and we feel that stretch through the forearm up towards the sky. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, slowly releasing, taking the hands down towards the knees or the thighs. Taking the gaze over towards the right hand side. And on the exhale, taking the gaze over towards the left. Inhaling as we come over towards the right. Exhaling as we come over towards the left. Inhaling right. Exhaling left. Perfect. One more, inhaling right. Exhaling left. Amazing. This time we're going to take the gaze up towards the sky. We're opening into the throat, gazing over to the right. Exhaling, gazing up towards the sky, coming over towards the left. One more, so we inhale, looking up. Maybe pushing the chin up towards the sky as we come over to the right. This time we're taking the gaze down towards the ground. We feel that stretch through the back of the neck coming over to the left. Exhaling, taking that gaze down towards the ground, we come over towards the right. Two more, so feeling that stretch, keeping the shoulders where they are, back straight. And we're just working in towards the sides of the neck, feeling those stretches. Gazing down towards the ground, over to the right. And then gently coming back into center. Perfect. We're going to clasp the hands. Hands come up towards the sky. So we're just finding our side ribs. Just giving ourselves a little bit of a sway from side to side. So we feel that openness in towards the ribs, in towards the heart. Doesn't matter where you come to. We're just really finding that openness. Perfect. And then slowly just releasing. We're going to warm into the shoulders, so bring the shoulder blades up towards the sky, melting them down the back. So just working through that space, really feeling the shoulder blades just wrap around the body as we bring the shoulders together. And as we exhale, just opening up the chest, letting the shoulders melt down the back. So just working into a couple of rounds, doesn't matter how deeply or how far you go. Maybe you close down the eyes. And maybe you start to sway in towards the spine as well. So just coming to wherever's comfortable for you in your practice. Again, so coming into stillness and then just working in towards the other side, other direction. Just feeling that openness in towards the heart and into the chest. Amazing. Then slowly just coming back into center, just giving ourselves a little bit of a sway. And then we're going to come in towards our cat-cow. So coming into our tabletop, hands come down towards the ground. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees directly below the hips, and we come in towards that cat-cow. We take the front of the pelvis down towards the ground as we inhale into the heart. Exhale as we tuck the tummy in towards the spine and we dome through the back. Inhaling as we drop the belly, looking towards the front of the room. Exhaling, we tuck the tummy in towards the spine and dome out through the back. Inhaling, dropping the belly, looking forward. Exhaling, tucking that tummy in towards the spine, doming through the back. Taking a couple of rounds in your own time, just starting to feel that connection with the breath. Really working through, feeling that ripple through the spine as we find that space. Skin rolls over the bones. We find that openness. Amazing. Last round wherever you are. And exhaling. Perfect. And then just slowly giving yourself just a little bit of a sway from side to side, just to release out through the body. We're going to tuck the toes under. We're going to push through the heels. We're going to find our downward facing dog. So just walking out the dog in any way that you feel that you need to. Maybe swaying the hips left and right. And just starting to feel the side body. Feel what it feels like to be upside down in your body this morning. So it doesn't matter where you are. Maybe the feet come from side to side. Maybe we're nodding the head yes or no. And just really just starting to feel that space. We're going to come into a couple of rivers. So we're just going to inhale. We're going to ripple in towards our plank pose. And if you're ready, we're going to bend into the knees. We take the knees either to the ground or we have them slightly lifted. We take the bottom just off the ground and we slowly push down through the heels and we lift ourselves in towards that downward dog. So we're going to do 2 more of those. So we really feel that stretch in towards the back of the body and the back of the legs. We inhale as we ripple forward in towards our plank pose. We bend into the knees, heels towards the bottom, and then slowly we push through the heels and we find that downward dog. Last time, so we inhale as we ripple forward. We take the bottom down towards the heels on the exhale. And when you're here, we slowly push down through the heels and we find that dog. So we really find that weight distributed between the hands and the feet in the correct way. Amazing. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to inhale onto our tiptoes. We look towards the hands and we slowly step or jump towards the front of the mat. We're going to inhale up halfway. Exhaling to fold. We're going to ground down through the feet. Arms reach out to the sides of the room. Hands come high as we exhale. Hands down through the center line. Amazing. Shoulders roll down the back. Palms face forward. So we find that Tadasana. Feet are hip width apart or toes touching. We tuck that tailbone under. Palms face forward and we take a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Just making that connection with the breath. We're going to inhale, arms come wide. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. We're going to do 2 more. So inhaling, reaching out. Filling the body with breath. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. One last lovely big inhale, breathing out, reaching up. Hands come high. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. Amazing. Taking a lovely big inhale here. And exhale. We're going to inhale, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands come into prayer as we fall in towards that forward fold. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling, hands come down. We step back into a high plank. We're pushing through the heels. We lower the knees. We lower the chest all the way down to the ground. We release the toes. We roll the shoulders into our cobra. Exhaling, we tuck the toes. We lift the hips up and we're in towards that downward facing dog. Feet are hip width distance to the back of the mat and we're releasing through the hands and the feet. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale and exhale. We're going to inhale onto our tiptoes. We look towards the hands as we step or jump towards the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway, exhaling to fold. We ground down through the feet, arms reach out to the sides of the room, hands come high. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. Amazing. We're going to come in towards another round. So we're going to inhale, arms come wide, reaching high. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling, hands come down. We step into high plank, pushing through the heels. We lower the knees, we lower the chest, or we come in towards our chaturanga. We inhale in towards upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, we tuck the toes, we lift the hips, we're in towards that downward facing dog. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale and exhale. We inhale onto tiptoes, we look towards the hands, we step or jump to the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway, exhaling to fold. We ground down through the feet, arms reach out to the sides of the room, hands come high. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. So we meet in towards that Tadasana. We're coming in towards our sun salute bees. So we're going to inhale, bending into the knees. Hands reach high towards the sky. We're gazing through the hands. Exhaling to fold. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling, hands come down as we step back into a high plank. Working through knees and chest or chaturanga. Inhaling into cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. We're going to inhale the right leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. On the exhale, we step between the hands, we drop the heel at the back and we lift in towards a warrior two. So we're lifting up, we're squaring the shoulders. Palms can either touch above the head or they're facing each other. Inhaling as we reach up. Exhaling, hands come down. We step back into that high plank. Working through knees and chest or chaturanga. Inhaling into cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Amazing. So we're going to inhale the left leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. On the exhale, we step between the hands and we're in towards that warrior one on the left-hand side. So we're bending in towards that front leg. Hands reach high towards the sky. We're reaching through the fingertips. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back into a high plank. Working through knees and chest or chaturanga. We inhale into cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. So we have that openness in towards the hands. They're open like stars and we ground down through the finger pads. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. We inhale onto tiptoes. We bend into the knees, looking towards the hands. We step or jump to the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling to fold. We ground down through the feet, we bend into the knees, we sweep the hands up, we're into that chair pose, we're gazing towards the hands, reaching through the fingertips. On the exhale, we release out through the feet, palms face forward, and we're into that Tadasana. Coming into one more round, we take a lovely big inhale, and exhale. As we inhale, we bend into the knees, we sweep the hands up, we gaze through the fingers. Exhaling to fold. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling, hands come down as we step back into that high plank. Working through knees and chest or chaturanga. We inhale into cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Feeling that stretch through the back of the legs, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale, we inhale the right leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. Exhaling as we step between the hands, we find that warrior one on the left, on the right hand side. Hands come high towards the sky. We're looking at squaring the hips, squaring the chest towards the front of the room. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back into that high plank. Working through knees and chest or chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. We're going to inhale the left leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. On the exhale, we step between the hands. We lower the right heel down as we lift ourselves up. Hands reach high towards the sky. We're breathing in, finding that space, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One more lovely big inhale. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back into that high plank. Working through knees and chest or chaturanga. We inhale into cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Perfect. So we just ground down to the feet. Again, taking a lovely big inhale. We're going to open the mouth. We're going to sigh it out. Taking another lovely big inhale. Opening the mouth and sighing it out. We're going to inhale the right leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. On the exhale, we're going to step between the hands. We're going to find our half standing splits. Hands come down towards the ground and we lift the left leg up towards the back of the mat. We're pushing through the heels so we find length through the body, through the chest. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we're going to take the left leg down towards the ground. And we're going to lengthen in towards the right. So we're lifting the hands towards the front of the room. So we find a lengthen towards the spine. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, hands come down as we hop onto the back foot. We're going to walk the hands towards the back of the mat and we find our half splits. So with our right leg, if the leg's lengthened, then that's totally fine. If the knee's bent, then that's equally fine. We're going to take a lovely big inhale into the heart. Exhaling to fold. If you want to use bricks under the hands, then that's fine to give you a height. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling to fold. One more lovely big inhale. Exhaling to fold. We're going to slowly place the weight in towards the front foot. So we're going to sway to the front. As we sway to the back, we take the hands down towards the ground and we step back into a high plank. Working through knees and chest or chaturanga. We're going to inhale into cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. So we're halfway through a mandala. We're going to come in towards the full mandala. We're going to inhale the right leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. Exhaling as we step between the hands, we lift in towards that half standing splits. So we're pushing through the left heel towards the back of the room. Taking a lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. Slowly we're going to drop that left foot towards the back of the room. We lengthen into the right. Hands reach out towards the front of the room. We find that length into the spine. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We hop on towards that left foot. We bend in towards that left leg and we're in towards our half splits. So again, if you need to use your blocks, leave them at the side of the mat in the middle, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to slowly sway towards the front of the mat. As we sway towards the back, hands come down and we step back into a high plank. Working through knees and chest or chaturanga. Inhaling into cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Perfect. We're going to inhale onto our tiptoes. Exhaling, we bend into the knees, we look towards the hands, and we step towards the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling to fold. We ground down through the feet, arms reach out to the sides of the room, hands come high. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. Palms face towards the front of the room, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Coming in towards the second side, so we're going to inhale, arms come up. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling, hands come down as we step back into a high plank. Working through knees and chest or chaturanga. Inhaling into cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to inhale the left leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. On the exhale, we step between the hands. We lift into that half standing splits. So we're pushing through the right heel towards the back of the room. We're gazing down towards the ground. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One more lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we lower that right heel down towards the ground. We lengthen the left leg. We reach the hands towards the front of the room, so we find that length into the spine. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We hopped onto the ball of the back foot, and we find our half splits. We're finding the length through the back of the leg, taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling to fold. Taking another lovely big inhale. Exhaling to fold. One more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we place the weight in towards the front leg. So we sway to the front of the mat. We sway to the back. Hands come down towards the ground and then we square off and we step into that high plank. Working through knees and chest or chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Perfect. We're almost the full way through the mandala, so taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to inhale the left leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. On the exhale, we step between the hands. We're lifting into a half standing split, so we're pushing through the heel at the back of the mat. We use the gaze, we use the focus, taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we drop the heel at the back of the mat. We lift into that half lift, reaching through the fingertips, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale, hands come down towards the ground. We hop towards the back foot. We're on towards the ball of the back foot and we lengthen in towards the front leg. We inhale onto our fingertips or hands onto blocks. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling to lift, finding that stretch. Exhaling to fold. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we sway ourselves towards the front of the mat. We sway ourselves back, hands come down. We step back into that high plank, working through knees and chest or chaturanga. Inhaling into cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Amazing. We're going to inhale onto our tiptoes. Exhaling, knees come wide. We're in towards our child's pose. The toes come together at the back of the mat. Forehead comes down towards the ground and just swaying ourselves from side to side. Just finding a release through the body and through the crown of the head. Taking a lovely big inhale. As you exhale, just finding a little bit of stillness, finding that space on the mat. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we're going to inhale, lifting ourselves up as we find our tabletop. So knees back underneath the hips and hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to inhale the heels, inhale the bottom up towards the sky as we push down through the heels. We inhale the right leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. Exhaling as we step between the hands, so we're coming in towards a low lunge. We're going to inhale the hands up towards the sky, so we're finding a lovely stretch through the front of the body. If you want to, if it's too much, making sure that the knee's directly above the ankle. If we're coming too far forward, then we find an issue in towards the knee. If we're comfortable here, then we slowly come on towards the front of the kneecap. We bend in towards that left leg and we take the hand towards the left foot. If there's any issues here, feel free to come up higher or maybe grabbing a strap or a belt and taking it around that back leg. So we're finding that stretch in towards the front of the quad. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking another lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we release the leg. Hands come down towards the ground and we slowly walk our right leg over towards the side of the mat. We're just going to find our lizard pose, so we're opening in towards the hips. If you want to, tucking the toes under and just gently taking the knee towards the back of the mat. So we're finding a lovely deep openness in towards the hips, in towards the front of the pelvis. Taking a lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. Taking another lovely big inhale. And exhale. One last inhale here. And exhale. Slowly we're going to tuck the toes over on the left side. We lift ourselves into a low lunge and we take the right hand up towards the sky, so we're finding a lovely deep stretch in towards the pelvis. We've got equal weight in towards the right foot into the left hand and we're gazing up towards the right thumb. Taking one more lovely big inhale here. Exhaling, we lower the left knee down towards the ground. We bend in towards that back leg. Right hand comes in to meet the left foot. So we're finding that quad stretch in a different direction. Doesn't matter where you are, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we release the hands down towards the ground. We're going to lengthen in towards the front leg. So we're finding that half splits. Again, doesn't matter where you come to. We're pushing the heels, we're pushing the leg back in towards the body and toes are coming up towards the sky. So we've got the stretch into the back of the leg on the right hand side. We're taking one breath here, so we take an inhale. On the exhale, we slowly lower ourselves down onto the ground. So any issues in towards the knee on the left, maybe getting yourself a block or a thick book just to sit on, or maybe a pillow just to give yourself a bit of height into the hips. So any issues in towards that left knee, we take the calf out towards the side. If you're comfortable here, then maybe we bring ourselves up, we tuck the tailbone under, and we feel the stretch in towards that left quad. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly lower ourselves down onto our back, so we feel that stretch in towards the front of the leg. If you want to go deeper, then slowly taking yourself all the way down towards the ground and holding onto the elbows. You might find that you're more open into one side, or you're more open in towards the front or the back of the body. Doesn't matter where you are, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we're going to take the elbows down towards the ground. Hands come next to the ankles. We lift ourselves onto our elbows and we use our hands to pull ourselves up. We're going to bend in towards that right leg. Hands come down towards the ground. We step back into a high plank. Working through knees and chest or chaturanga. We inhale into cobra, upward facing dog. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. So we feel that openness in towards the back of the body. We give the head a little bit of a yes or no. And then slowly we come in towards the other side. So we inhale the left foot up towards the sky, pointing the toe. Exhaling as we step between the hands. We lower the right knee down towards the ground. We find that low lunge. So again, hands come high towards the sky. Option to bring the hands into prayer if you want to. If you want to tuck the toes for stability, that's totally fine. We're gazing up towards the room in front, and we're finding the openness in towards the hip flexors. Making sure that the knee's directly above the ankle and not too far forward. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we bring the hands down towards the ground. We're going to roll over the knee and we're going to bend in towards that right leg. Right hand comes towards the back of the body and we lift ourselves up. So we're finding that stretch in towards the front of the quads on the right hand side. Keeping that balance, making sure the weight's distributed evenly between the right knee and the left foot. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we're going to release that right leg. We're going to bring the hands down. We're going to find our lizard. So we take the left foot out towards the side of the mat. Hands come down under the shoulders and we just take the right toes under and we just walk that knee a little bit further away. So we have that openness in towards the front of the pelvis. If you want to go deeper, hands or elbows down towards the ground, feel free to. Otherwise, we're taking 3 breaths here. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking another lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one last lovely big inhale here. And exhale. Slowly we're going to tuck the right toes under. Right hand comes down towards the ground and we lift the left hand up towards the sky. So we're in towards that half lunge. That twisted lunge. We're pushing through the heel at the back of the body so it's strong like a diamond, and the left hands are up towards the sky. We're gazing towards that left thumb. We're feeling the twist in towards the body, and the weight is evenly distributed between the hands and the feet. Taking one last lovely big inhale here. Exhaling, we drop that right knee down towards the ground. We're going to pull ourselves forward so the kneecap goes towards the back of the room. We take the left hand towards the right foot. Again, if you need to, using a belt or a strap. So we're looking for a stretch in towards that quad on the right hand side, just slightly differently. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking another lovely big inhale. And exhale. One last inhale here. Exhaling, we slowly release that leg. Hands come down towards the ground. We tuck the toes. We step back into that high plank. Lowering our knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We inhale in towards our cobra. Exhaling, we tuck the toes. We lift the hips up. We're into that downward facing dog. We're going to take the left foot towards the front of the mat. Right knee comes down, and we're going to come in towards that half saddle. So slowly we take the bottom towards the back of the mat, and we come in towards that half splits. Left toes high towards the sky. So we're holding here for a breath, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. We slowly inhale. And we come all the way down onto our bottoms, or if you need to, sitting your hips onto a block. We take the right foot just slightly outside of the hips. We make sure the calf muscles out of the way. We slowly lower ourselves all the way down to the ground. Doesn't matter where you come to. It might be that sitting up here is high enough for you. And as you tuck the tailbone under, you feel that quad stretch just as hard or as strong as you like. But if you can, and it's available to you, slowly lowering yourself all the way down onto your backs. And if you can, taking the hands up and over. It's a strong stretch in towards our quad muscles. So any issues here, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking another lovely big inhale. And exhale. One last inhale here. And exhale. Slowly we're going to release the hands down next to us. Hands come next to the hips. We ground down through the elbows and we lift ourselves up. We're going to come into seated, so we take the weight in towards the left side. Right foot comes round towards the front. So we find our sitting bones. We're going to inhale the hands up towards the sky. On the exhale, we tuck the tummy in towards the spine and we fold forward. So any issues with our lumbar spine, just bring yourself up out of the pose and maybe come in towards the forward fold with bent knees. So just coming to wherever's comfortable for you in your practice. Hands towards the outsides of the feet if we can. And keeping ourselves proud into the chest, we pull ourselves forward. Always option to use a strap, just taking it around the feet and pulling ourselves forward. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we're going to walk the hands back in towards us. We're going to bend in towards our left leg. Left foot comes in towards the inside of the right foot. Hands reach high towards the sky so we find length. Exhale as we twist and we fold forward. Hands towards the knee, the shin or the foot. It doesn't matter where we come to. We feel that openness in towards the body, but also a stretch in towards the top of the the top of the hips on the left hand side. Option to gaze towards the big toe, or we're proud into the chest and we close the eyes. Taking another lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. Taking another inhale. Deep exhale. One last inhale here. And exhale. Slowly we walk the hands back in towards us. We're going to bring that left leg in and we're going to take it over the right leg. Coming into an open twist, right hand comes down, left hand comes high, we reach up. Exhaling, elbow comes to the inside of the knee. We take a lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling, we twist and we gaze towards the back of the room. We feel that twist through the spine. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Inhaling as we slowly come back into center. Releasing the legs and giving them a bit of a shake. We're coming back into that forward fold. So we inhale the hands high. Exhaling as we reach towards the feet, we fold forward. Hands come down towards the ground. Option to take the hands towards the outside of the feet. Wherever you are, we're proud into the chest, gaze into the big toes or closing the eyes. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking another lovely big inhale. And exhale. One last inhale here. And exhale. Slowly we release the hands. We walk the hands back in towards us and we bend in towards that right leg. Right foot comes to the inside of the left thigh. We inhale the hands up towards the sky. On the exhale, we twist and we fold forward. Hands come down towards the knee, the shin or the foot. We find the twist in towards the spine and we find the stretch towards the outside of the leggings on the right hand side. We're also looking for a stretch towards the inside of the hamstring on the left. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking another lovely big inhale. And exhale. One last inhale here. And exhale. Slowly we're going to walk the hands back in towards us. We're going to bring that right leg in and we're going to place that right leg over the left. Left hand comes behind us, right hand reaches high towards the sky. On the exhale, we take the elbow towards the inside of the knee. We take a lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling, we twist and we gaze towards the back of the room. So we find the twist into the spine. We're using the elbow and the shoulder as leverage. Taking a lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling to twist. Taking one more lovely big inhale. Exhaling to twist. Inhaling as we slowly come round back in center. We release the legs. We give them a bit of a shake. We release the hips down towards the ground and we slowly come in towards our inversion. So again, whichever inversion is available for you, whether it's toes up towards the sky. The toes are up towards the sky. We release the hands wide, palms face upwards. It allows the shoulder blades to be flat towards the ground. If you want to come into your shoulder stand, we take the palms next to the hips. Palms face down as we take the toes up and over towards the back of the room. Hands come towards the back of the body as we gaze up towards the toes. We find lengthen towards the body, taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Doesn't matter which inversion you're doing, they're all as good as each other. So we just find that stillness, closing down the eyes if you want to, and just letting gravity work its magic, pulling all the lymph, cardiovascular, circulatory system back down in towards the hips and the internal organs. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Wherever you are, in whichever inversion you're in, if you're in your shoulder stand, then slowly taking the toes towards the back of the room. Hands come back down towards the ground, palms down, and slowly using the arms as brakes, we release the legs out towards the back of the room. Toes come up and over. If you've got your feet, if you've got your legs towards the sky, then just gently release them down towards the ground. We're going to bend in towards the knees. Feet come wide off the mat, and we just gently windscreen wipe them from side to side, just finding a release into the pelvis, into the back of the body. Just finding a little bit of space. Amazing. Slowly we're going to bring the knees in towards the chest. We're going to give ourselves a lovely big hug. So we squeeze and activate all the muscles in the body. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly release the legs out towards the front of the mat. Feet come wide, palms face upwards. And we find our Savasana, our final resting pose. So slowly, wherever you are, taking a lovely deep inhale. Opening the mouth and sighing it out. Taking one last inhale. As you exhale, just let all the breath release from the body. Let the mat come up to meet you. And feel that space. As you're practicing at home, feel free to stay in your Savasana. Otherwise, start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Taking the arms over the head for a full body stretch. Slowly bring the knees into the chest for a lovely big hug and just swaying yourself from side to side. Releasing yourself over to the left or the right hand side, so whichever's available to you. And just taking a moment here, just feeling the side of the body melt down towards the ground. Using the top hand, we slowly push down through the hand and we lift ourselves into seated. Coming to wherever's comfortable for you, we keep the eyes closed. Taking a lovely big inhale. Open the mouth and sighing it out. Bring the hands into prayer in front of the heart. May the light in me honour the light in you. Namaste. Thank you very much for practicing. I know that was a stronger practice, but I really hope that you enjoyed it. Any comments, any questions, do pop it down into the comment box and I'm more than happy to come back to you. Otherwise, I hope you have a lovely day.